So you ever tell yourself, okay, just one more game, and then suddenly it's 4 a.m. and you've played like 37 more games, and you have work in 3 hours, and you're sitting there wondering how this happened again? All right, so this happens to literally everyone, whether it's video games, slot machines, sports betting, mobile games, or even just scrolling through social media. And the wild thing is, it's not because you lack self-control or because you're addicted. It's actually way more calculated than that. Your brain has this reward system that evolved millions of years ago to help you survive, and now game designers, casinos, and app developers have basically figured out the cheat codes. They've turned your brain into a slot machine that just keeps pulling its own lever. And today we're going to break down exactly why you can't stop playing just one more game, what's happening in your brain, and why it's so hard to just walk away. Because once you understand the mechanics, you'll start seeing them everywhere. And if you're already feeling like this is going to save you some sleep, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we break down stuff like this all the time. Okay, so first let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain when you play games. There's this neurotransmitter called dopamine, and we talked about it before, but it's even more important here. Dopamine doesn't make you feel good, it makes you want things. It's the anticipation chemical, and here's the key. Your brain releases the most dopamine not when you win, but when you're about to find out if you won. It's that moment right before the slot machine stops spinning, or right before the loot box opens, or right before you see if your team won the match. That uncertainty, that maybe, is what your brain is actually addicted to. And game designers know this, so they've engineered their games to maximize that moment of uncertainty. It's not about winning, it's about almost winning and keeping you in that state of maybe. So let's talk about variable rewards, because this is the secret sauce. Imagine if every time you pressed a button, you got exactly $1. You'd press it a few times and then you'd get bored and stop. But now imagine sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get $1, sometimes you get $10, and sometimes you get $100. Suddenly, you can't stop pressing that button because your brain is like, ooh, what if this next one is the big one? This is called a variable ratio schedule, and it's the most addictive reward pattern that exists. Slot machines use this, mobile games use this, loot boxes use this, even social media uses this with likes and comments. You never know when the next reward is coming, so you just keep playing. And the crazy part is, getting nothing actually makes you want to play more, not less. Now let's talk about near misses, because this is absolutely diabolical. A near miss is when you almost win, but not quite, like when the slot machine shows cherry, cherry, lemon, or when you lose a game by 1 point, or when you almost get the rare item you wanted. Logically, a loss is a loss, right? Whether you lose by 1 point or 100 points, you still lost, but your brain doesn't see it that way. Your brain sees a near miss and goes, we were so close, we almost had it. And that feeling of almost winning triggers the same reward centers as actually winning. So you keep playing because you feel like you're on the verge of success, even though statistically nothing has changed. Slot machines are literally programmed to give you near misses on purpose. They know that cherry, cherry, lemon makes you way more likely to keep playing than cherry, banana, orange. Okay, so here's another trick, the sunk cost fallacy. This is when you've already invested time or money into something, so you feel like you have to keep going or else it was all wasted. Like you've been playing a mobile game for 6 months and you've spent maybe $50 on it, and now you're not even having fun anymore, but you can't quit because you've invested so much. Or you're down $200 at a casino and you keep playing because you want to win it back. Your brain treats the time and money you've already spent as a reason to keep going. But here's the thing. That time and money is already gone, whether you keep playing or not. The past investment shouldn't affect your future decision, but it does because your brain hates feeling like it wasted something. And games are designed to get you invested early so you feel trapped later. Let's talk about loss aversion, because this one messes with everyone. Loss aversion is the psychological principle that losing feels about twice as bad as winning feels good. So if you win $50, you feel pretty good. But if you lose $50, you feel absolutely terrible. And this is why people chase losses. You're down money or on a losing streak, and your brain is screaming, fix this, make it right. So you keep playing, trying to get to even, because the pain of the loss is unbearable. But here's what happens. You keep losing more, and now the hole is deeper, and the pain is worse, so you have to keep playing. It's a spiral. And casinos and games know this. They know that once you start losing, you become more desperate, which means you make worse decisions, which means you lose more. Now let's talk about the illusion of control, because this one's sneaky. Games and gambling often give you the feeling that you have some control over the outcome, even when you don't. Like pressing the button on a slot machine yourself makes you feel like you influence the result, even though it's completely random. Or in mobile games where you have to tap to open the loot box, it feels like your timing or your luck matters. Even picking your own lottery numbers makes people feel more confident than random numbers, even though the odds are identical. This illusion of control makes you feel like you can get better at it, like there's some skill involved. So you keep playing, thinking, next time I'll do it better, next time I'll win. But the outcome was never in your control to begin with. The game just made you feel like it was. Alright, so let's talk about how social elements make everything worse. Leaderboards, friend competitions, guild systems, these all add social pressure. Now it's not just about you playing, it's about not letting your team down, or staying ahead of your friends, or showing off your wins on social media, which adds a whole other dopamine layer. Mobile games especially use this. They show you that your friend got a legendary item, so now you want one too. Or they have limited time events where if you don't play right now, you'll fall behind everyone else. It creates FOMO, fear of missing out, which is one of the strongest motivators. You're not just gambling or playing for yourself anymore, you're performing for an audience. And that social pressure keeps you coming back even when you're not having fun. And hey, if you're finding this helpful, drop a like on the video. It actually helps other people find this stuff. So how do you actually stop playing just one more game? And the honest answer is, it's really hard because everything is designed to keep you playing. But awareness is the first step. Once you recognize these patterns, you can't unsee them. Here's a practical tip. Set hard limits before you start. Decide, I'm playing for 30 minutes, or I'm spending $20 and that's it. And when you hit that limit, you stop, no matter what. The trick is deciding when you're in a rational mindset, not when you're in the heat of the moment. Another thing, remove the friction to quit. If you have to go through 5 menus to close the app, you're less likely to do it, so close it as soon as you feel the urge to keep going. And be honest with yourself about whether you're actually having fun or just chasing the feeling. Another big thing is understanding what you're actually trying to get from playing. Are you bored? Are you stressed? Are you trying to feel accomplished? Because games and gambling are really good at filling those needs temporarily, but they're usually not the best solution. If you're bored, maybe you need a hobby that actually builds something or connects you with people. If you're stressed, maybe you need actual rest, not another stimulating activity. If you're trying to feel accomplished, maybe you need real-world goals, not artificial achievements. The hard truth is, one more game never actually satisfies what you're looking for. It just delays dealing with the real thing.
Alright, so here's the conclusion, and it's both freeing and a little depressing. You're not weak for struggling to stop playing. You're up against literal teams of psychologists and data scientists. Every mechanic, every reward, every notification is engineered to exploit how your brain works. But once you understand the game, you can start playing it consciously. You can recognize when you're being manipulated, when dopamine is pulling you along, when sunk cost is trapping you. And sometimes you'll still play one more game, and that's okay. The goal isn't to never play games. The goal is to play because you want to, not because you can't stop. So next time you catch yourself saying, just one more game, pause for a second and ask yourself, am I actually having fun, or am I just chasing the maybe? And if you're just chasing the maybe, it's okay to walk away. That's not giving up. That's winning. So go forth, play your games, but do it on your terms, not theirs. And hey, maybe set a timer first. And if this video helped you understand why you can't stop playing just one more game, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're breaking down the psychology behind everyday life, one topic at a time. Let me know in the comments what game has trapped you the longest. I'll see you in the next one.